Before we actually dive into Daikyu Prime, yes, we are going historical today, gotta get the theming and the logic sense right. Anyways, what's not commonly known by many is that while yes, Daikyu Prime is cool, but the term Daikyu actually had a meaning behind. Daikyu is actually a Japanese term which can be translated into 大弓 or longbow, one of the two types of a Japanese yumi, another being hankyu or 半弓, which is the shorter version of Daikyu. As far as I have checked, the draw weights or poundage of a Japanese yumi is actually not clear, but after extensive research, typing shit on the internet, it is known to be just as powerful than the majority of war bows or English longbows used on the world, though not even more. Why? A historical yumi, which is a 3-man bow from the early Edo period, was being tested, and it has a draw weight of 89 kilograms or 196 pounds for my USA audience. So I guess you can say that this shit can get really heavy. Also, Japanese yumi are insanely tall as well, ranging from 212 cm to 245 cm or 83 to 96 inches for my USA audience. They are also asymmetrical in their design and traditionally made by laminated bamboo, wood, and leather. If you take a look at Daikyu in warframe, you can tell that it has some reference from English longbows and Japanese yumis. Sporting a half-moon shaped design with the iconic asymmetrical bow you will only see on Japanese yumis. But this is no longer the case for Daikyu Prime, where it leans more into Japanese yumis, as shown on this end tip of Daikyu Prime, while sporting a bigger size than the original Daikyu. Speaking of, because such bows require significant amounts of strength to draw, and consider that there is metal and some futuristic material, I assume that it definitely requires an even greater draw strength. If I was to make it seem logical and thematically fitting, we really need a beefy dude who can really showcase the feeling of great strength. Oh, I guess I don't need to. Because the fact that drawing a longbow requires a significant upper body strength, and if you just take a look at Rhino, you can almost immediately tell that this is definitely the guy who can draw it without breaking a sweat. Just look at those muscles, man. With how huge Daikyu Prime is, it is almost certain that not everyone can really hold this weapon without making it feel odd and illogical or not as thematic. The size actually feel perfect on buff and tall dudes like him, and thus in my eyes a perfectly thematical choice for Rhino. And here you go, me spending 500 plus words just to justify me using Daikyu Prime on Rhino. Damn, someone's autism must be going strong today. Anyways, justification over, back to Daikyu Prime. Daikyu Prime boasts 6% more crit chance, 4% more status chance, 0.4 times more crit damage, and 50 more base damage than its normal variant, along with a brand new quick shot mode and a new unique trait, where you will gain plus 250% modded quick chance on headshot. That's it, everything simplified just for you. There will be 3 builds today, 2 obviously focus on single target damage, and 1 is for some unique builds, a quick shot build. Without further ado, let's start the first build, shall we? Normally, this is the part where things should be quick, but I guess it's so everything needs to have that unwanted, unexplained complexity in it. The quick shot of Daikyu Prime cannot be triggered in the same way like others. In order to quick shot on Daikyu Prime, you are required to at least charge for 25% of the meter for the quick shot to be available. No matter how much you mod for your fire rate, it's always the same. I'm just gonna spare no further explanation and just give you this build right here. Why? Obviously, you can definitely force Daikyu Prime to clear mobs fast, but it felt kinda pointless, especially you consider that it has that 250% critical chance on headshot, where it is just not plausible to hit for 100% of the time in a crowded mission. It's obviously designed for missions like Destruction. So this build is technically just for the memes. Try it all you like, though I suggest pairing it with a gun buffer at least. title suggested, gas will be utilized today, so does Sickening Pulse, one of my favorite consumable abilities. Of all DOTs, only electricity, flux, and gas are eligible for 10 times its proc amount, though every elemental percentage is ignored if it comes from Sickening Pulse, except heat due to heat inherit. But anyways, primary accuracy because it is easier to maintain for destruction mission, 2 60-60s for gas, quick chance, quick damage, elementalist, all are just the standards. Hammer shot for a bit more status and quick damage, and longbow shot for 4 times the final damage. You might be wondering why no Amalgam Daikyu target acquired. The reason for it is that Sickening Pulse does not account for the additional scaling on gas procs while headshotting, thus we are not modding for it. Also, I will be bringing this exact Hystrix Prime build. Hystrix can force proc cold with Ice Quill, and that's really what I need. Secondary Encumber is just there to get some occasional viral procs if I'm lucky enough. Kill the showcase. One slash, one kill. The familiarity of this name brings me back to the old Vainglory days, where Castro's ultimate ability one-tap someone with a CP build. Oh wait, this is warframe. Anyways, the name already suggests that we are just going to try to one-shot a guy with one slash, and mind you, this build is exceptionally expensive in investment as well. We will be utilizing Amalgam Daikyu target acquire for more headshot damage, primary accuracy, quick chance and damage mods, rifle elementalist, serration, internal bleeding due to Daikyu and its prime variant forces impact on hit, and continuous misery. Why continuous misery? If you are smart enough, you can already expect that Expedite Suffering is in fact going to be utilized here, as it combines the total slash or toxin tick damage that will be dealt throughout the period with an additional multiplier that scales with strength. Especially when you are using Rhino, you can have both Raw and Expedite Suffering used at the same time. Let's be real, this is not even Rhino specific with how strong it really is. Anyone can easily kill level cap Demolist with this same exact build, albeit priming is required. I will be bringing the same exact Hystrix Prime priming build for fairness. And as always, I will just leave you the showcase. Daikyu Prime. While I hope the design itself can be more simplistic, as this sort of prime design is getting a little bit too out of hand with its over design problem, but regardless, it is still probably one of the most worthwhile prime weapons to get right now. Gotta say that I'm quite in love with the historical accuracy that Daikyu Prime is trying to get across. That's commendable for sure. Anyways, video over. See you all next time. Goodbye.